All right, let's just get right into it. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to tackle something that, honestly, every single trader has felt deep in their gut at some point. I'm talking about that visceral, absolutely agonizing pain of a losing streak in the gold market. We have all been there, right? You're staring at the XAUUSD chart, a trade suddenly goes against you, and boom, panic sets in. But today we're looking at a massive fundamental shift. We're going to explore how to move completely away from that emotional failure and introduce a pure mathematical cure. This is the 2026 Gold Scalping System, and it's literally designed to reverse those losses by engineering a rigid, high-probability mechanical approach to the market.
Listen to this, because this right here is our core philosophy, straight out of the gate. Stop trying to feel where gold is going and start calculating your recovery. I really need you to let that sink in for a second, because the urgency here is absolutely real. So many of us, we sit in front of our monitors just trying to intuit the next market move. We think, oh, I've got a gut feeling about this breakout. But the source material makes it incredibly clear. Relying on market intuition, that is a guaranteed path to failure. Seriously, if you're out there trying to feel the market, you are already losing to it.
So I've got a question for you, and I want you to really honestly reflect on your own frustration here. Why does a losing streak feel exactly like being in a casino? Think about the last time you were down on a trade. Did you sit back and carefully analyze your next setup? Or did you just start clicking buttons, kind of just hoping the market would suddenly reward you? That's the trap. We start treating the charts entirely like a slot machine. We just pull the lever over and over, hoping for a magic payout to make up for those losses. And in the process, we completely abandon any actual strategy we started the day with.
Section 1. The trading death spiral, treating the charts like a casino. Let's look at what happens when that casino mentality fully takes over.
The exact monster hiding under the bed here actually has a name, and it's revenge trading. This is that precise, incredibly dangerous moment where a trader takes a sudden loss, completely throws their meticulously crafted strategy at the window, and just gives in to wild emotional impulses. You want to hurt the market back, right? You want to make up for that sudden drop instantly. It's an emotional impulse that completely overrides any rational thought. And let me tell you, it is hands down the single biggest destroyer of capital in gold trading.
Section 2. Your brain on gold. The neuroscience of losing. We actually need to reframe trading losses not as personal failures, but as a hardwired biological vulnerability. Now here's where the science actually hits the charts. When you experience a series of wild gold volatility spikes, let's say during a really frantic London session, your brain literally defaults to survival mode. You get this intense, dangerous chemical hit, a massive dopamine rush when you decide to just double down to win your money back. And what the source material explains is that this intense chemical rush entirely bypasses your prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain responsible for logical reasoning and long-term planning, and it is completely sidelined. Your logic is literally shut off, completely powered down, while the chemical hit of revenge trading just grabs the steering wheel.
Section 3. The pattern interrupt, breaking the emotional cycle. Since your biology is actively working against you in a fast-moving market, we have to become incredibly deliberate.
The absolutely crucial point here is this. We must replace emotional impulse with a rigid mathematical edge. The only real cure for this neurochemical failure, this crazy dopamine rush that just totally bypasses your logic, is entirely removing human intuition from the equation. We're turning the tables here. We are swapping out that hot, impulsive revenge trading for a cold, hard, mathematical framework. Section 4. The mechanical framework. The 2026 Gold Scalping System. We're going to introduce the actual mechanics of this system with robotic precision. To really understand this system, we need to clearly define the environment it operates in. The 2026 system is specifically engineered to isolate two very distinct market phenomena. First, liquidity sweeps. This is where the market actively hunts for stop losses before suddenly reversing. And second, volatility expansions, those sudden, violent bursts in price that catch everyone off guard. So instead of trying to guess the overall macroeconomic direction of gold, which is nearly impossible anyway, this mechanical framework looks strictly for these exact, clearly defined movements. It's all about finding those precise moments where the market sweeps for liquidity or rapidly expands, creating a highly probable short-term opportunity that we can mathematically isolate.
And the scale we're working on here is absolutely vital. We're talking exactly 3 ticks. Just 3. This is essential to the strategy. The system prioritizes capturing highly consistent, tiny 3-tick movements. We are not out here chasing massive, unpredictable gold swings, okay? We aren't looking for some 100-pip home run that basically relies on pure hope. Instead, we're relying on high-frequency, rigid execution to capture just 3 ticks, over and over again, with complete mathematical certainty.
Let's walk through these rigid, high-frequency steps together. Step 1. Isolate specific liquidity sweeps. Basically, you wait for the exact mathematical parameters to be met, no guessing whatsoever. Step 2. Capture consistent 3-tick movements. You just take your predefined profit based on that volatility expansion we talked about. And step 3. Repeat without emotion. This is a cold, calculated loop. You do it exactly the same way every single time, completely bypassing that prefrontal cortex shutdown. It's literally clockwork.
Section 5. Zero emotion execution. Transforming your losing streak. We've given you the mechanics, but now we have to outline the philosophical paradigm shift required to actually use them.
And this part really requires a complete psychological evolution. First up, you have to shift your perspective completely away from this idea of recovering lost capital. Newsflash, the market doesn't owe you your money back. Instead, you are simply executing a technical process. Second, you execute with zero emotion. The system is the system, period. And finally, you prioritize your mathematical edge over your market intuition. Every single time you feel that urge to just feel the market, you look at your edge instead. This is how you transform a chaotic, stressful, losing streak into a controlled, repeatable execution process.
Which really leaves us with this final, incredibly stark reality to consider. Are you trading the market, or is your brain actually trading you? I mean, if you're relying on emotion, dopamine hits, and that desperate need to win back losses during a crazy London session, you aren't really trading. Your biology is running the show. By embracing a rigid, mathematical edge like the 2026 Gold Scalping System, you finally take control back. Well, I hope this explainer gave you a powerful new perspective on how to approach the charts. Thank you so much for diving into this with me.